Cellucor, and Extend. Use the code Clydesdale to get 20% off at checkout at c4energy.com. On Clydesdale Media, where we bring you the widest array of content here on our YouTube channel. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notifier so you're first to know when new episodes are available. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Clydesdale Media weight loss journey. We have so many shows now. I actually have to stop and think about what show we're on. So, weight loss journey. I am Scott Zweitzer. I'm the Clydesdale. She is Cheryl Nasso, nutrition coach extraordinaire. We're going to talk about nutrition, but real quick, Kenneth, my wife actually does like the bear, so I get to watch it with her, which is really cool. And I know, Jody, you are driving, so you may not have seen my comment. Keep those hands at 10 and 2. Be safe on the way home. We love our listeners. We want them to be safe and get home on the commute. So,
I got a show you're talking about too. I heard you talking about it on the round table. I think it was. Is that what you brought it up on the round? I watched, I don't know, one of your podcasts. Like you said, you got so many shows. One of the recent shows I was listening to, you brought it up. I'm like, I got to check this out. So maybe I'll check that one out.
There it is. You're from an Italian family, right?
Yep. Yeah.
So that's what it is. It's an Italian family who owned a restaurant. The dad passed away. The mom passed away. The brother started running it. Brother passes away and it gets handed down to the younger brother. And he tries to come in and fix the restaurant.
That's interesting.
He is a super high-end chef coming into a Chicago South Side Italian beef and spaghetti type of place after doing all the fancy stuff in the big city restaurants.
I'll have to check it out because the last thing you mentioned was The Flash too. And that was I saw it the same weekend that you saw it. And I haven't seen a movie in the movie theaters. I actually can't remember the last movie that I saw in the movie. That's how long it's been. I was trying to remember and I can't remember. It's been that long. So I was like, this has been the first movie in a while. Yeah. So it was good.
Yeah.
But all right. Well,
so we want to say hi to Judy as well.
Hey, Judy. All right. So you didn't fill in your check-in form. We already talked. You have to change your reminder because we're used to having a Thursday check-in, but we're doing this on Tuesdays now. So you're going to have to kind of give me a little bit of the recap. But I know that your title is, Did Scott break the 300-pound mark? Are we saving that for the end? Are we going to the check-in first, or are we going to unveil that now? What are you thinking?
So the setup is last week. Last week I was at 302.2 pounds. Mm-hmm. So it would have been a really good week to get me under 300. And just so everybody knows, my starting weight with Cheryl was 414.6 pounds. So we are now at 302.2 last week's show.
Do you realize that you've almost lost one of me? That's crazy. 10 more pounds and you would have lost to Cheryl. Crazy.
So Cheryl actually has, I track my weight in an app that we use, and she can pull it up and we can see where I am this week.
You ready? All right, let me do this. Share screen. I have so many tabs open. I want to make sure I open the right one. There we go. All right. So we got May 31st. We're going all the way down to this last digit here. Did he do it? 300.4. 0.4. Right there, Scott. We're a half a pound away. And just so you guys can see Scott's journey, we've had some rocky times for sure. But this is amazing. 300.4. Love it. So
yep, I missed it by 0.4 of a pound.
It looks really cool when you look at it that way, doesn't it? It's just crazy. But
Ken says it's just a bathroom break away.
Really, it is. It's just a sauna session away. I'm going to stop the share screen, but we might pull it up again. We'll see. Scott, I'm super proud of you. That means that you, and I'm going to be honest, if I did pull up your nutrition this week, stellar. You've really put the work in this week for sure. So
my biggest problem last week was I was having a hard time hitting 180 grams of protein You wanted me more towards 200, maybe 220. And I've done that about every day.
Yep. It's crazy how much that helps too, right? People don't know.
Last Friday was probably the only day I didn't, and I think I was still at 190 something.
Mhm. Have you felt a difference in your sleep?
Yeah, I would. So my sleep has been really good for a couple months.
Yeah.
But the only thing last night, especially, was I felt really bloated, like
Yep.
at night. Like I woke up like at 2 a.m. going, man, my stomach feels full.
Yeah.
But I think I hit like almost 240 on protein yesterday.
Yeah. Are you spacing your protein out throughout the day, or are you having to kind of backload it a little bit towards the end of the day?
Yeah, I added meat to my breakfast. I added a snack after lunch with
Good.
protein of some sort, and then I add protein right before bed.
Okay. Because I'm almost wondering if it might not be if you're getting in a little bit too much protein like right before bed, that might be upsetting your stomach a little bit. Like so for instance, pay attention to the days, like the days that you do, like for instance, this was the 26th, which was yesterday. Did you wake up today pretty bloated?
I didn't wake up bloated. It just was like at 2 a.m.
Because
I
you had 3 scoops of protein yesterday. Sometimes whey protein, depending on the type of protein. Extend is a good brand, guys. I'm not dishing on Extend, but sometimes that protein, if it's got like a casein in it, it can sit a little heavy in your stomach and make you feel a little bit if you have a little too much of it. So just make sure that I would watch what days you're having. If it's the days that you have a little bit more of like the protein powder, if that doesn't affect your gut more than just when you're eating protein. That's what I would ask you that question. Like if that's
okay.
what you're having before bed, like I see another day we had 2 scoops of protein, it might just be a little bit too much, just because whey protein can sometimes affect people's gut a little bit. So
So
I would,
generally, when I 2 scoops of protein, it's a shake right after workout,
okay.
after lunch, just to kind of like, and I sip on it.
Okay.
So mid afternoon.
So you're not double scooping before bed.
No.
Okay.
Last night was I put some in some yogurt with my berries just to get some protein in, more protein in with my berries last night before bed.
Yeah. I would just watch and see if it's the days that you're having that before, but like watch what you're eating, not just the protein. It could be the like the way that might be sitting heavy in your gut before bed. The yogurt. We'll see. Just see if that doesn't change anything. Your gut should likely start to kind of even out a little bit. You have to realize that the bloating isn't necessarily a bad thing. I always like to give the wood chopper analogy is if you are putting more food in your belly, it's like putting more wood in the wood chopper. And your body's got to learn to break that stuff down again. So this is why people will feel more full when they switch to a whole food diet. And they're like, I'm so full, I can't eat all this food. Well, it's because you're eating a lot more food than you were when you were eating processed stuff. So it's not a bad thing. It's actually good for the metabolism. So I think it probably will start to level out a little bit over the next couple of days for sure. But
Well, one other thing that I would have told you on my check-in form is while my bowel movements have been regular all along, they are girthier than they've been in weeks past.
Yeah. Okay. And that definitely is the protein. Your body's breaking stuff down a little bit faster. So
Well,
give
and
it.
I lost a pound, 1.8 pounds this last week.
You're just pooping it out. So where do we lose fat? Do you guys, I talked about fat the other day in a live training. It's like fat gets expressed out in your urine, your poop, your sweat. It's not just, there is some truth to we sweat it out. We sweat out the fat. It's not what people think, but
I
yeah.
am peeing a lot more too.
Yeah. A lot of times you'll wake up in the middle of the night and pee, and that's all kind of parts of it. So yeah, I mean, I think that this week is going to be a week where I would like to just to freaking keep doing with what's working. What's going to happen is tomorrow you're going to wake up at 299. And if you do that, we're going to have to I feel like we have to have a quick little yay celebration. how's everything else going this week besides I'm okay. So I was also listening to your podcast about your back. How's your back doing?
My back's fine. It just was so, you know, on that podcast, we're not talking weight loss. We're not talking like injury.
Right.
That's more fun, joking around
Okay.
kind of podcast.
And then your coach is listening like a worried mom. Oh my God, he's hurting himself. No.
The issue is I was putting in a new vanity in my downstairs bathroom. I was on my back and like in a 1/4 sit up trying to like loosen pipes and all that kind of stuff for long periods of time. And I just was fatigued. My back was really fatigued going into the workout yesterday. And my my mobility, shoulder and thoracic mobility is not the best.
Right.
You know, with something I've been working on a lot over the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And so as I was doing these dumbbell shoulder to overhead, because it was 75 for time, and then every break you did 10 pull-ups and 5 burpees to target. My first set was big, and then the back just got fatigued, and I could feel my back seeing.
Yeah.
Like I could feel it going. And so when that happens, I would just drop the dumbbell, pay the penalty, come back. But it was getting to a point where I could barely get more than 5 before that was happening. And I was like, you know what? I'm stopping at 50. That's enough movement for today. It's just not worth
Absolutely.
the penalty I was going to pay by seeing my back and hurting my back more, because it wasn't hurt. It just was tired.
Yeah. Next time that happens, not to give you coaching in CrossFit, but don't be afraid to like think on your feet. Whenever it comes to overhead mobility, guys, the safest thing you can do is sit your butt down and switch to seated press. And even if that means you're dropping one dumbbell and you're not taking that one dumbbell and pressing it up and down, like that would be the safest thing for you to do. And honestly, I think that anybody with back issues, when it comes to that kinds of stuff, you should probably be veering on that side of caution. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, it's going to get you better mobility, better core stability. And that will definitely help a little bit. It's just me being a coach is hard. Like that's normally what I would recommend for anybody. In fact, sometimes I do that myself because I tend to have a very overarching back. I steal a lot of my mobility there, but definitely want to check in on that. So,
And today I got 50 shouldered overhead. I did 50 ring rows and 25 burpees to target.
that's a good workout.
Yeah. So it's not like, yeah, I didn't finish what was written on the board, but I still got a really good workout. And I did the strength, which was snatch waves. Before we even got into that. So
I just mostly want to make sure that your back was in a good spot because obviously I want you to say, did you go to the gym today?
I did. Today was a rest day for me.
Okay. Awesome. So you've been consistent in the gym. You've been back in the gym early. Got it. So anything else going on this week for you with like the 4th of July or anything coming up? Did you decide about going to your daughter's?
That's still up in the air. They don't know what they're doing. Once they know, my wife and I may go to Pittsburgh for a day.
Okay. But how do you feel about nutrition this weekend? Anything coming up or your 4th of July barbecues, anything like that?
There's really no plan at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure if we go to Pittsburgh, it won't be barbecue. It'll probably be taking them out to eat.
Gotcha.
And so I'll have to figure that out or work that into work that into my daily
right? I was gonna say, well, you've been crushing it right now. That's why I'm asking is we're like 3 or 4 weeks away from the games at this point. It's like coming so quickly. It's going to be here before we know it. I mean, it's the 27th now. When do you leave?
4 weeks away.
Yeah. So we're 4 weeks out. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. 4 weeks. So we've got really 4 and maybe a couple of days, but 4 weeks. I mean, it's go time. Home stretch. Then we get to take a little break. I think at that point we should take a little break from the weight loss. And you can tell me that, but I think that week of the games, I was just watching what you highlighted there. We definitely should be taking a break and resetting a little bit, getting ready for the next phases, because I know we're not there yet, right? So I want to make sure that we reset, and I want to make sure that episode before the games, we really do some celebrating for you, for sure.
So, Judy, there is no news about going back to work in person. The law has to be signed by this Friday. That's when I'll know, but there's been no word out as to whether the governor is going to sign it or not. And I don't even know what it's attached to know if it's in a poison bill or if it's, or, it could be a line veto item cut. I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
So at this point, I'm just kind of trying to forget about it until I know for sure later this week.
You know what they say? No news is good news.
Yeah.
But I know.
I mean, I've talked to my wife. My wife got a raise this week, so that's a good news.
That's awesome.
And we've talked about like trying to figure out a way that I can, if it does happen, that I can leave and do some more stuff like this.
That'd be awesome for sure. So I feel like this week, I mean, you are in a good spot. I think it's going to be watching the bloating a little bit and breaking the 300 mark. I mean, that's the main thing. Any other updates from Wild Health or anything like that you want to go over?
No, nothing really new from Wild Health yet.
Good.
Yeah.
You had to get another lab panel done, right?
Yeah, they wanted me to do these supplements for a couple of weeks before I do the lab panel. So
fiber, I saw fiber, yeah.
Probably do that next week a little bit.
Okay.
After the 4th.
I saw the fiber you're on. That's a good source of fiber. I mean, it's let me see, you're on the Thorn.
Yeah, Fiber Mend.
It's probably got like some psyllium husk and stuff in it. When it comes to fiber, guys, there's different types of fiber. People focus so much on vegetables, which are a huge thing, but are a huge part of it. But there's insoluble and soluble fiber, and a lot of people that when they like eliminate grains and stuff, they eliminate a huge source of fiber, which is good for pulling out cholesterol, and it's good for a little bit of everything, helping your gut. But theirs is actually doesn't have psyllium husk in it, I don't think. Guar gum.
The doctor thought it did, or said it did, but I didn't actually look at it.
Maybe it's in the ingredients. Maybe it's because usually they put it in the supplement facts. I'm looking at it right now. It doesn't say the source of it. But anyways, Thorn's a good brand. You're not getting crap from taking their stuff for sure. So, but awesome.
I think Health must have a deal with them because that's the company they recommend for their supplements.
Yeah.
I like their supplements. They have me on methyl. I don't know. It's about blood flow and
yeah, I mean, this is the vitamin D that I sent you was through them.
Yeah, and then they recommended me that, which we had already started ahead of that.
Yeah.
And the other thing is beef liver capsules.
Okay.
To get some of the magnesium and a couple other, I don't know, and that's not Thorn. That's actually from like overseas.
Yeah. I mean, I like the Thorn products because they're mostly pharmaceutical grade. I think that people, when they look at supplements, they don't look at that. I've got people, they'll go to like Walgreens and getting the what's buy one, get one free. And like, you got to realize that even though it's cheap, you're actually costing yourself money because you're getting crap. You're better off getting the good stuff because a lot of times you're not getting what you need. So you're just wasting your money. So Scott is going primal, kind of says. Next thing you know, you're going to be pulling out raw liver on the weight loss journey show, right?
I do not believe that will ever happen. I actually love liver. It is a food that I love, but I've never ever, nor will ever eat it raw.
No, I can't eat liver, and I can't even. The smell of liver makes me sick because growing up, and in my grandfather's later years, when he was getting to where he couldn't cook for himself, he would buy it and be like, Cheryl, can you cook that for me? And I was the only one that could cook the shit. Like, why? Nobody else could cook it but me. Cheryl, you're the only one that can cook it right. Oh God, I have to go smell this stuff. Okay, I'm gonna do it.
My
Um,
mom made best beef liver when I was growing up, and she made this mushroom onion gravy to go over top of it. Probably not healthy at all these days, but wow.
the mental thing, like you're literally something else is filtered. I'm like, it just, anyways. So,
Yeah.
Judy, to answer your question, do you have him focus on getting enough fiber? Scott, what do you think?
So you wanted me to focus on fiber and protein. I asked that I focus on one and
Exactly.
then rate the next.
Yep.
But because the doctor wanted me to focus on fiber, I've been pushing my fiber.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know what number I'm supposed to hit though.
You should definitely be over 35 grams. When we're actually actively trying to make change, I would push it a little bit higher. I think that 35 to 40 grams. This is not an extensive list, but I do have a lot of these, and I'll just share this one with you. Is this it? I This is a high fiber. These foods are all high in soluble fiber. I put them first because a lot of people know that you can get fiber from vegetables and such, but these are just some of the products that I know personally that have a lot of fiber in them and that people typically are looking for. So for instance, if I see that he's eating, white English muffins, I can easily just be like, hey, switch to the whole wheat ones. If people are looking for a way to make tacos, just buy these tortillas because they're going to be a little bit higher in fiber. These products are all high fiber. In fact, this is what I use every morning for my French toast, the Sara Lee bread. I love it. My favorite cereal, and these different fiber one bars. They're all going to be fortified with fiber. These healthy oatmeal bites have they're made with chicory root or inulin fiber, which is a really good source of fiber, really good for blood sugar regulation and all that stuff. And obviously popcorn high in fiber. But yeah, I do try and get focusing on some fiber foods, but like he said, he was focusing mostly on the protein first.
So I switched my Dave's Killer Bread to the seed
Yep,
version,
that's a good one.
the
Yeah.
chia seeds in it. Um, I I just and I've been eating a lot more berries over the last.
Raspberries. Raspberries are king for fiber, and more so than blueberries and strawberries. Raspberries and blackberries. Avocado also super high in fiber. I don't know if you like coconut, but fresh
So
coconut is also high in fiber.
so I've been eating coconut granola and blackberries with my Greek yogurt and protein.
Good.
And and then you mentioned one other thing. Shoot. Oh,
Avocado.
avocado. A lot of the Rosie Joe meals I've been eating have been like fajita style that have been coming because my deal with her is I just get a mix of whatever she kind of has left over. And so I never know what I'm getting. But
Yep.
it's been a lot of like fajita stuff with guacamole, like the 100-calorie pack of guacamole.
Yep.
So I'm doing a little bit more avocado than I've done in the past too.
And
I followed
remember,
up.
but once again, remember, we're looking at two different types of fiber. One is soluble, one is insoluble. Okay, so we want the one that the soluble fiber, which is why he's giving you that supplement, is what you want to be getting more of. And that's going to come from like the grains and things like that. That's why I recommend it. So yes, the bread, all that stuff is good, but the soluble fiber will really help a ton. I forget the difference is one type of fiber is going to pull more water into your belly, and the other type of fiber is kind of like a natural detoxifier. It helps pull things out. Like, so you want to have both. And I just actually wrote that down that I want to actually make a little bit of a live training on soluble and all insoluble fiber, so I'll be able to go into that in a little bit more detail. I think it's
Okay.
important. We don't talk enough about fiber. Fiber is really important. So, but yeah. So, but yeah, dude, I think that this week is we're right there at the 300 mark. So, I mean, 4th of July is next week. I don't have plans next 4th of July, so I'm good to do this still on Tuesday. I mean, it's a Tuesday. I don't know if you have plans on 4th of July, but
Yeah, I don't think I do, like, because I have to work on Wednesday. So
same
if we
thing.
do, it'll
Yeah.
be early weekend.
Yeah.
And I took Monday off.
Oh, good.
So
Yeah.
we have a 4-day weekend.
Yeah. So are you all settled now? Do you have all your travel plans set for the games?
Pretty much.
Okay. Will Rosie Joe's be sponsoring you for the games?
So they're going to be on site. Noble has hired them. And so they're just going to pack up meals for us during the week.
That's awesome. That's great. Super helpful for you for sure.
Yeah, so she'll be there in the campground. We'll just have them delivered from there to the media area.
Cool. Awesome. Well, what about anything else this week, Scott? I feel like you're in a good spot, man. I'm super stoked for you.
It's kind of like a slow week for the podcast overall. I'm because I do all the guest booking, and I think I'm just at like burnout mode, like the semifinal rush that we do every year, and then kind of like what we do with from here to the games gets a little hard because I've just talked to most of them through semifinals. And the people I'm reaching out to now are Europe, and that has its own struggles just because of time zones.
I know. Yeah.
All of that stuff. So yeah. So I don't have a lot scheduled for this week. We don't have another interview scheduled till next Monday.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm actually interviewing Paula, the woman that I told you about that's number 1 right now, ranked in the 65 plus division. So I'm interviewing her this Friday. She's been a nutrition client of mine since about last October. So just want to kind of go over her experience and obviously where she's at right now in her season, which is exciting.
In trainings that we did back in the day.
She what?
I think I've met her on a Zoom or 4 or 7 back in the day when I was doing the trainings then.
I don't believe she's actually ever been on one because I was gonna say the time change is a problem with her. She's in New Zealand, I think. So it's like 16 hours ahead. So I know I scheduled it for
Did not meet her.
like 9 a.m. her time on Friday, which is like 5 p.m. my time on Thursday, I think, or something like that. It's weird. But yeah.
Yes, Kenneth, Thursday night CrossFit Talk is still happening.
I know that's so late though. You guys do it so freaking late. I want to like watch it, but I'm like, man, I'm like already in bed at that time.
The dilemma of the Thursday night CrossFit Talk, and just transparency, since you brought it up, and that is we are highlighting people in the community, and many of those are coaches at affiliates who are not getting home until 8:00 at night.
Gotcha.
So to have them on, we have to go late.
Gotcha.
And so like this week, we are highlighting a woman who is running a CrossFit Kids program in Detroit, Michigan, keeping kids off the streets. And she's not available till 9 p.m.
Oh my God.
So we're doing the other part of our show first, and then we'll have her on at the end at 9:00.
Yeah, I need to listen to last week. Last week is when you guys did the 40, the top, you ranked everybody, correct?
Yes, we actually had a guy, Moss. What's his first name? You asked me too quick. From the Uplift Foundation, which is about suicide awareness and prevention. And then we went into the top 40 female athletes at the games this year.
Yeah, so I was listening, and that's one where I think I would have had to watch because I think you guys were pulling it up on the screen, and I couldn't see something, so or I couldn't
Here's
see.
Here's the cheat code. If you just want to see the list, I posted them on Instagram today.
Yeah. Okay.
If you want to hear the reasoning behind it, you got to watch the show.
Yeah. I think that you guys should do something where you say things too, though. Like you should talk for the people that are listening. Because like I was listening on Apple Podcasts and I'm like, I have no idea what list they're pulling up. Like I can't see it. It would have been nice to be like 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I don't know.
Jotted that down as an issue. Because when we live and we're looking at each other and we see the list, you forget that half the just listens and you need to explain it more.
Yeah, so, like when I pull up your weight and people that are listening aren't going to be able to hear it or see it.
We're doing the men this week, and I will do a better job of listing out. We'll actually off the names.
Yeah. How is that affecting your nutrition, the nighttime stuff? Is that easy, or do you just go to bed after?
Piece of cake, because I'll eat right before, and then I usually have something waiting for me as soon as it's because usually I'm done at 9. I eat something and then I go to bed at 10.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, this week is honestly, I think it's a good week for you to be in your groove. I don't think I don't foresee any issues. I'm glad the back is good, that you're not going to worry about having to take any time off there. And then mostly just honestly, hopefully having a good time this weekend. If you do go to see your daughter, I think that you should also realize like you're very consistent. You've learned how to navigate that stuff and stay consistent. So I'm super stoked for you.
Well, I find that now that when I go to a restaurant, like I I almost am craving a salad or
Yep.
craving
Yep.
because why is it that when someone else makes a salad, it tastes better than when you
Yeah. You know what else is you also get inspiration from restaurants. Like I will often find that I'll see a salad on a menu and I'm like, I'm gonna make that at home. And it actually is great. But it's also summertime, and I just feel like it's the time where like I've been on an iceberg lettuce kick. And I haven't really eaten iceberg lettuce in a long time because people are always like, oh, it's not really nutritious. Whatever. I eat plenty of spinach and kale and all that shit. Like something about that fresh, watery iceberg lettuce is like really good right now. And I don't know why. I've just been getting even I know I made that reel about lettuce wrapped hacks, but like even like taking a burger, like just wrapping it in the lettuce with the tomato, it just is so like fresh right now. It's summer. For sure. Like, but yeah, salads definitely on the menu are good.
there's a Japanese restaurant in town that they make homemade garlic ginger soy dressing.
Ooh,
And it is not bought in a bottle. They make it fresh right there in the restaurant and you can purchase it.
that's awesome.
And it tastes the best on iceberg lettuce.
Yeah.
Like you try it on romaine and it's okay, but you
Yeah.
put it on iceberg and it just pops.
That's what I'm
And
saying. And there's nothing wrong with iceberg lettuce. I don't know why people, even myself, I stopped buying it and like I forget why I bought it. I think I was actually making burgers. That's why I bought it. And I had it left over in my house. And I'm like, I'll just use this for salad this week. And then I started eating it. I'm like, I like this. I haven't had this in years. I'm gonna start eating this more often. And now I've been eating it on the regular.
I'm a
So
big proponent of a little bit of everything. I like I like a little romaine, a little iceberg, a little spring mix it all together and get my variety. But
for
that's
sure. I know somebody else asked me that today. They're like, what do you mean by a big salad? I'm like, dude, you can just put whatever you want in a salad. Like a salad can turn into anything. So I love that you are gravitating towards salads on at restaurants because I definitely think that
especially in the summer too,
yeah,
right?
sure.
Uh,
Watermelon season for sure.
and Jody, so glad you made it home safely. She had iceberg and arugula last night.
It's awesome. I don't like arugula. Just a side note. I don't know what it is about it. I've just never it's a weird taste to me. Like it makes me kind of like it's the bitterness of it. It just doesn't I've
Doesn't
never
it? It's a little peppery, isn't it?
yeah, I just don't like it.
Love pepper. See, so I love arugula.
I don't like arugula. I don't like spinach cooked. I cannot eat cooked spinach. I just tried it and I'm like, nope, I'll eat it raw. Cook it? Mm-mm, don't think so. So there are
We
some
could we
vegetables
could do a whole show on foods we love and foods we hate.
we should. We should totally do one like that for
Yeah.
sure. So, but I've been getting into I know you mentioned you do the yogurt with the protein powder. Yesterday, I was looking for a quick snack and I took peanut butter, yogurt, and a little bit of because I don't need extra protein. I used a little bit of the sugar-free Jello cheesecake pudding mix. I put those three things together and I mixed it up and I added a little bit of almond milk to thin it out and it made like a dip and I dipped apple slices in it and it was so good. It was like a yogurt sweet dip with the apple slices. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. But I've been getting into just making a couple of little things. What about cilantro? It's one of those love hate things. Yeah, I don't use cilantro very often, but I don't mind it. I like it when it's there. I just honestly don't buy fresh herbs because they go bad too quickly.
But that's our point. Like Kenneth's bringing up cilantro that people love or hate.
Yeah.
It's a episode to do. And then Jody said her salad was 3/4 iceberg, quarter arugula, but she cannot eat cooked spinach either.
Yeah. We need to do a food like that. We should do an episode. Love, hate. Foods we love, foods we hate.
Maybe that's what we'll do as like a break after
Yeah,
the game.
for sure. Yeah, I love that. I love that idea. I'm gonna write that down so we don't forget.
And so, yeah, the thing I'll tell you is I mix my yogurt with my extend vanilla ice cream
Yep.
protein powder. And when you mix it, it almost tastes like cream cheese icing.
Yep. It gets yep.
and like super sweet. Like I can't use as much of it as I thought I would because it's so sweet. But it could be used as a like a dessert topping or to add that protein to like
So
some.
it's funny because when I made my birthday cake, I used cream cheese, vanilla ice cream flavored whey protein, and I forget one other ingredient, and I mixed it up and I made the icing with that. And it was so good. I used
Yeah.
fat-free cream cheese and the whey protein, and that cake, I'm actually going to make another one just to have, because it was a high protein snack. You could actually use it for a nighttime snack. It was so easy to make. I had all the ingredients at home. I didn't have to buy anything special, except for the fat-free cream cheese, which was kind of hard to find, but I found it. And I found it at Walmart of all places.
Send it to me. Because I wouldn't even need the cream cheese. Like literally, the yogurt and the vanilla ice cream protein powder tastes like cream cheese icing to me.
I will send it because I think I'm going to make another batch of it tomorrow. So I'm taking a deload week this week, so I've been trying to fill my time with little things like that. So it's been
okay.
So
well, we'll try that this week, and we will report back next Tuesday.
All right, cool, awesome.
All right. With that, hey, everybody in the chat, you guys are just awesome. I love that you guys participate so much in the show. Can't wait till next week. Hopefully, next week is the week we get below 300 pounds.
I love it,
and that'll be a big day. With that, we will see everybody next time on the Clydesdale Media Weight Loss Journey.
Bye, guys.